The children are talking. Is going down in a crazy way. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Whoa, this is a day that I didn't think was gonna come. I thought the shots were fired. Bullets flew across both sides of the map. And I thought Kendrick wasn't gonna respond. But here we are on this glorious Tuesday, April 30th and 20th, 2024. You know what I mean? And Kendrick is like now clapped back with this new record called Euphoria. And it's 6 minutes of, I know people like to pipe things up, right? Make things bigger than they are sometimes. Like, was it Ether? Was it Takeover? Was it Hit 'Em Up? Nah, it's that weird, unexplainable thing that only Kendrick Lamar is capable of doing. There's not really too many fathers to his style, right? So anytime Kendrick lean in on something, you never really know what approach he's going to take when he come with it. Shout out to people falling into the chat right now. If you got a chance to listen to the record, what were your initial thoughts? Because like the first 10, 15 seconds, I'm like, oh, he about to whisper talk to him the whole record. That's an interesting approach. Haven't seen that done in rap ever. And then probably about, 30, 40 seconds in, beat change, and then like Kendrick is going in, you know what I'm saying? Typical Kendrick fashion. And didn't have to super trump up no fake stories. I mean, all of the things that Kendrick was throwing at him was things that was faced, kind of like rooted in reality. You know what I mean? Like, even when you talk about the ghostwriter aspect of it, because Drake, I think, said in one of his joints, like, yo, I feel like it's 20 verse 1. And then Kendrick flipped it as like, nah, man, if you got all your writers with you, it's me versus me versus 20 of y'all. And that makes it interesting because, I mean, anybody who knows that Drake is a class project. There isn't, that's how he's able to output so many records. I heard reference records leak a couple weeks ago where like Lil Yachty actually was like a major writer for a lot of stuff on Drake's Her Loss. We've heard the reference tracks and it starts to make sense. And it's like, oh yeah, that's something Lil Yachty would do. And I'm not gonna jump out the window and act like I'm a Lil Yachty scientist or where like I know everything that, like Lil Yachty has ever done. But I have an utmost respect for Lil Yachty because like when he first came out, man, people was coming at him and he addressed everybody who was coming at him in the most humble and nonchalant way possible. He didn't over-rah it. He handled it all like a young man. And I think that, and like from that point on, Lil Yachty's always had my utmost respect. And then when I found out he was writing records and moving the pen for so many artists, that he earned even more respect from me. So, Edge. But now back in the game. But, the things that Kendrick said, especially like when he starts attacking Drake's blackness, like, yo, you do everything you can to try to feel accepted and whoopie-whoop. And, we don't want to hear you say the N-word no more and all that other stuff because, he's mixed, which has always been kind of like a, it's always been a polarizing comment, but a polarizing thing in hip-hop. Because I know, like, Fat Joe at one point in time was getting some slack because, he dropped the N-word a lot. But then, like, Puerto Ricans be like, well, yo, we black too. People choose when they want to really, like, fully embrace their blackness and when they want to fall out of it. Why is everybody attacking biracial Drake? Drake is good for a lot of subliminals. And on one hand, you could say that, did Drake even write these subliminals? But I really feel like Drake probably does 70% of his own heavy lifting. Until somebody who's like really close to that situation can come in and tell me otherwise. Like, nah, like it's really like 40%. So anytime you hear something come out of Drake's mouth, if it's a diss, if it's an insult, if it's a subliminal, it's always left to be assumed that, hey, Drake wrote this. Or this is something that Drake wanted to say about a certain artist. So when you get enough people in a huddle who feel like they was, sniped at on a record, then that just kind of opens the floodgates for people to come out and start saying something. I think Kendrick felt the way when J. Cole and Drake went on tour together, and there was a couple subliminals on First Second Shooter. And there's a guy on YouTube who did a really, really good breakdown about like the long running history of the subliminals that, you know, have been going back and forth. Not just Drake throwing it out there, but, you know, Kendrick serving it back. And that's that. But when Rick Ross jumped out of there, so when Rick Ross jumped out there and did his record, I was actually shocked because I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all, because Rick Ross and Drake got a couple records together. But it be like these like personal things that you don't see or experience firsthand that really dictate how people act or behave towards certain artists at times, man. Like, I remember, and I'm gonna leave this person's name out of it, but I remember there was one time I was interviewing somebody who was like, you know, signed to a situation that Drake was affiliated with. And I was like, yo, but like, what's up with Drake? How come, like how come, y'all don't link? And the reaction that the person had was so visceral, and you can't repeat certain moments. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that initial reaction that you had to what I just asked you, like, spoke volumes about how you feel about that person. And I don't know what it is about Drake, and because like on one hand, Drake has also put a lot of artists on. I wouldn't know who the hell a Block Boy JB was if it wasn't for Drake. Shoot, it could also be argued that, if Drake didn't jump on the Versace record, Future's path in the business would have moved a little bit slower. He also collabed with the Migos. So, like, there's something to the fact that when Drake aligns himself with an artist, especially one that you ain't heard of, they should go up a little bit. But there's something on a personal level to where, like, yo, this dude falls out with a little bit of everybody. But sometimes that comes with the business, right? Yeah, there are some people who are going to be jealous. But then when you have people who are in a similar space and place as you are, they don't necessarily need the accolades and the fame that you got, and then it's just competition. And I think that's what it is for Kendrick Lamar. I think it's competition. He's an active gladiator combatant that wants to go to war with anybody who occupies a similar space that he's in and who considers themselves to be the best. Same thing happens in boxing. Same thing happens in UFC. A word, you the number one pound for pound dude. All right, let's see about it then. And I think rap has got so flimsy in the wrist in the last 15, 20 years that a lot of artists haven't really had to put their money where their mouth is and really prove that they the nicest on the mic. Because there's some people who you can never even match skill set for skill set, bar for bar. Now on the flip side, yeah, you might have more fans than another artist, or you might have more songs on the radio, because some artists are like radio artists, you know what I mean? And some people are like, all right, if we're talking about battling, skill set, lyrical gymnastics, who can say the most repugnant, disrespectful thing in pocket, on beat, with intention, that's a different conversation. Hold on, I'm stopping the lights so I can read what I said. What up, HK? Haven't even got a chance to listen yet, but I'm hearing K-Dot destroyed him for sure. Yo, Ali, K-Dot, like, crumbled him up, threw him out the window on a busy highway while he was doing 90. We don't even see the paper anymore after, like, because he's driving so fast. It was brutal. It was brutal and eloquent. A stunning sunning, if you will. But yeah, like, I mean, I think you even look at the Chris Brown and Quavo situation. Like, Quavo is a talented artist, a part of the Migos. I mean, I'm keeping it a buck. I have not been a fan of the solo Quavo stuff. I wanted to love it because I thought Quavo was the engine that was really driving that machine. And then you realize in real time that no, the Migos' magic is all of them together. I think Takeoff's solo album was a lot better than people thought it was gonna be, and it was really freaking good. And Offset got some bops, but I think the real magic was all of them together. So when Quavo got eaten alive by Chris Brown, a lot of people weren't even surprised, because we already know that Chris Brown is a menace. Chris Brown put Quavo inside the Porsche, if you get the reference, and beat him up for 4 minutes on a record, because different skill sets. So you can't be talking crazy to just any rapper these days, because now it's back in that season where like, yo, cats is gonna come out and rap, and you gotta be ready to rap with them. So I feel like in my heart of hearts, Drake is going to respond. But if he responds again and gets crushed again, I don't even think Drake is going to be finished, because it's not like how it was in the before, like, you know, when when 50 Cent destroyed Ja Rule and didn't even do it at the level that Drake and Kendrick are doing it to each other. Well, I guess it kind of did. I mean, it was like there was aspects of their beef that got physical, and I don't think this is gonna get physical. You know, the stuff with Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, especially not J. Cole. J. Cole, he tipped his hat and bowed out. But yeah, like I don't think Drake is gonna get put on ice the same way that Ja Rule did, because he just has too many powerful connections within the business that his success feeds an ecosystem. If y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, there are a lot of people who were very invested in Drake's winning, and they won't let him lose on the charts. They won't let his plays look any less than a certain way. And then also, he does have fans, and he has music that exists in every genre. But I think in the eye of hip hop, and this is also another thing too, anytime somebody is on top, they're always looking to see that person tumble downwards at some point or another. And when you have that many people gunning for you, you either gun them all down, the same way that LL Cool J did on To the Break of Dawn, or the same way that Tupac did on Hit 'Em Up, or you fold under the ridicule of everybody coming at you. And I don't think Drake is gonna, one, be allowed to fold under the ridicule, even if he comes back, because he just got stabbed by Kendrick Lamar. He just got stabbed. So even if Drake come back with a slap to Kendrick Lamar, the machine will not let Drake lose. There's too many people eat off of Drake. Everything I'm saying will make sense at some point if it doesn't make sense to you already. Too many people eat off Drake for the machine to let Drake lose. There's so many times where the fight is fixed in this business, where certain people are propped up, whether they deserve that opportunity or that shot or not. And I'm not saying that Drake doesn't deserve that shot, but enough people have leaned into him and invested into the machine that is Drake to where they're not gonna let that boy fall. So, all that to say, he got his butt kicked today in front of everybody at a lunch. And everybody pulled their cameras out, recorded it in 4K. Tomorrow, Drake, it may not be tomorrow, may not be a week from now, maybe a month from now. Drake's gonna come back and shoot up the school. And it may not look like him shooting up the school in the form of a record, but the people that control the machine, the people that control the machine ain't gonna let this slide. And Kendrick Lamar is like the people's champ. So there's a lot of people who just rock with Kendrick Lamar just on just the gritty of what Kendrick Lamar stands for. But he doesn't feed the ecosystem the way Drake does. but that's okay, because not everybody don't have to be that person, long as you're a person that matters. So we gonna see where it go from there, man. If y'all heard the record, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Drop a comment on it, whether you heard it now or you see this video later after I get off the live. But it was a great day for hip hop. Like, I'm in Trader Joe's when the record come out, and I'm listening with my, I have my Meta glasses on, and people were trying to talk to me in the store. I had to hit them with the church finger, like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm listening to something. Give me a second. Because like, man, I needed to hear, I needed to hear K-Dot talk reckless, man. So it's definitely worth the wait. A lot of people thought he wasn't gonna respond, but he did. It's a great time for hip hop. I just love to see a competitive battle. I'm not riding nobody's meat. You know what I mean? Like, because even when Drake did Drop and Give Me 50, for what that was, I thought that was solid. It was a solid effort. It wasn't as, I can't even discredit it. It was a solid effort. And so was the Taylor Made. I thought it was real creative how he used that AI to, to like make the battle interesting. And I love when people reach for the bounds of creativity, man. So there that is. Last but not least, speaking of AI, if you spent any considerable amount of time on YouTube in the last 2 weeks, y'all have been seeing these AI videos where like people are making like remakes of songs. But yo, it's Rich Baby Daddy, but it's done in Motown style. These are getting wicked good. And I want to tell y'all the site to do it, but I also don't want to flood the market and have more people doing it. Only people feel like Drake is winning are Drake stans, women under 25, and people from Canada. Big facts. Because like even when Kendrick had that line about you signed to a dude who signed to a dude who signed to another dude, and I know someone else has said something similar about another rapper. I think Pusha T said it. Even the line he said about, instead of pushing me, you can't push, you better try pushing T, something like that. Yo, like Kendrick came for all the smoke, but all that, to go back to the AI thing, this AI stuff is getting wicked good. There was a song that I found, and you can look it up on YouTube. It's called Metro, Where's My Drums? And it was all based off of like a line that Drake said, talk about like, yo, Metro, shut your ass up and make some drums, nigga. Someone like made a whole song of that, and it was done like in Motown style. And when I tell you, I've been riding around listening to that like it's a song. Yo, it was beyond great. And it's all done with AI. Like with this one particular website, you can go in, type in what you want the song to be about, the style that you want the song to be in, whether it's like Motown, reggae, dance, techno, rap, whatever. And in like a minute or less, it will make you a snippet of a song, and if you want to hit extend, you can make the song longer. You can even take lyrics that already exist, copy, paste it, put it in a thing, and it'll restyle it. I was messing with some of the homies in my group, the Bodega Brothers, today, and I took one of our songs, The Freshest Facade, and I ran it through there, and it made it like a 70s Motown joint, like the Supremes was singing it, like it's the freshest facade. But I can't even do it how it's doing it. I got the bands outside and the ACs, bro. Got a smile in my face and it ain't no joke. And when you hear like the real rhyme is like, I got the bands outside, but the AC's broke. I got a smile on my face, but it ain't no joke. Like, but to hear it restylized in just a matter of minutes, it's scary. And real artists will be able to take this technology and do dope things with it, like the things that I'm working on in the background in the AI space. And then some people will just make fun parodies out of it. But we're in interesting times, because if music wasn't already disposable before, it's about to become even more disposable, because, yo, these AI songs are just as good, as some of the real songs. Some of them songs are even better. I would rather listen to a lot of these AI songs way more than I'd rather listen to most rappers whose name begin with little. Just saying. It is interesting. It is interesting as hell. Like, I can't spend enough time in front of my computer playing with stuff. I have gotten so many dope soul samples that now I can chop and not have to pay nobody for because AI made it. But it made it sound like something I wanted and something I needed. And it's interesting. It is so interesting. So where does this go from here? I don't know, man, but we gotta, or you artists, you gotta be on a good foot, because this is literally turning into John Henry. You remember, like in the book John Henry, it was like the man versus the train, the automated train, and he was just, he's like, yo, I'm better than the train, I'm better than the train. He ended up beating the train when the nigga died when it was done. Spoiler alert, but I'm sure most of y'all read that book in school. But musically it's the same thing. We have to figure out a way to be as competitive as these computer brains that are doing some of the same things that we're doing. Because, like, I didn't really respect it. Well, not respect it. I didn't feel threatened by it at first, because when AI was just making cool graphics for me and pictures, and like some of the artists was like, yo, this is affecting the artists and the graphic people. And I'm like, well, I've overpaid a lot of y'all, and I'm a graphic person, and this is helping me do my work faster. So boom, I liked it. Now it's getting to a point where, yo, musically, they can make a whole catalog of music that don't have no real soul attached to it, but it sounds soulful. The soul is now digital. It's crazy, yo. It is crazy. And I'm not gonna say it, be like, I ain't gonna use it. No, because I'm gonna use the hell out of it, but I'm gonna use it in a way to where this motherfucker is trying to get killed. I'm gonna use it in a way where it actually helps me improve my artistry, because I feel like the best hip hop records are made with samples and chops. But the business and the industry has never really been quite fair in how they handled samples and loops and things like that. So if I can get around all of that nonsense and create new original things from AI samples, from songs that never existed before I created my interesting prompt that made a sample, shoot, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna still add my human element to it. I ain't never gonna let no AI like write my raps for me, or I'm never gonna let AI tell me what my song should be about. But yo, if you don't think I'm about to like prompt me a couple of beats or prompt me a Otis Redding sounding soul sample, or ask AI to make me a I don't know, a Black Moon featuring New Edition type beat, it's a weird combo. But yeah, shoot, why the hell not? Because it's like the sampling issues ain't right. Because I spent a long time trying to clear a sample, and I finally got it done, but it took like a year and a half. This record that I'm about to put out next, yeah, like it was a long process, and it shouldn't have been that long of a process, because like art should be able to be put out instantly. But that's me on my soapbox. I gotta jump off that soapbox because I'm about to pull up in this parking zone and I'm about to get dark. Let's see who goes there. There's so many, like every time the sun like shines on the phone screen, I can't really read the names. Black Moon and New Edition. You know you want to hear it. Like who got the props meets it if it isn't love. You know what I mean? Amen to that. We need a Dilla hologram. Yo, the fact that I can go in some of these AI apps and type in J Dilla type beat, and it'll make me a J Dilla type beat, and you couldn't, to the untrained ear, you wouldn't even know the difference. I had AI make me a Tribe Called Quest meets My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy type beat, and it made the hell out of it. It made the hell out of that beat. And you're gonna hear me rapping on it soon. If you go on my Instagram today, there is, I posted a video from the Black Food Truck Festival, this event I hosted in Charleston over the weekend. There's a song playing under that, AI. When I jump off of here, go check it out. Headkrack on Instagram. AI did the song. Now, there's a song I put out last week that everybody thought was AI. No, that was me. But y'all just not used to me standing perfectly still and rapping. Because usually I'm so animated. I like to talk with my hands. But I wanted to do something different. So if you ever hear my voice and hear me rapping, that's me real. But yeah, the song that's playing under the thing for the Black Food Truck Festival, all AI. Digital witchcraft. It's crazy. Somebody said, oh yeah, I tried to go, yo, Ali, I'm gonna send it to you. Text me, let me know your number's still the same, Queen. I'm trying to actually pull up on, I'm actually trying to go to Oklahoma for Juneteenth. You know, so yeah, maybe we could link up. But anyway, love your digital faces, man. Appreciate y'all like riding with me. If you ain't got a chance, check out that Kendrick Lamar joint. Yo, check it out so you can listen to a kid getting knuckled down on record by someone who's 5'4". It's interesting times, man. Interesting times. But I'ma holler at y'all in the future later. And yo, have an amazing Tuesday, y'all. Peace out.